Good morning, YouTubers. This is Bill, and today I'm going to do a little video on this DeLonghi coffee maker. I bought this for my girlfriend at the time for Valentine's Day. Not the cheapest thing, but she was worth it. We've since split up. We still live together, but we're trying to work that out. So, this coffee maker can be pretty tricky. There's a couple of things about it. Every time you change your coffee, it's going to change things in it. So we've got a different ground in here today. One of the first things we do, you got to turn this bad boy on. Once you've got this thing turned on, you've got to get this thing ready. Well, that's my power cord. I got some Halloween blow-up dolls set up outside. Oh, and it's crazy windy today. All right, where were we? It's turned on. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this. This dial is to control how much coffee you get. Now I've already turned down the fineness. Normally I use number 1, but with this coffee blend I had to switch it to number 2 because the water just wasn't going through. The next thing, we put it about here and set it to number 2. So this pretty much just doubles how much coffee grounds you're going to get. That seems to be the magic place. Now, it takes forever to mess around with this and get it where you want it, but quick little tamp. 1, 2. I usually do 3 times, and you can actually press down on this quite a bit. This is what you're left with. Pop it in. And I like to set it to espresso. The other ones work just fine, but when you have it on espresso, you get to control how much water you're going to put in. So, let's see. And we're aiming for the pressure to be in this zone somewhere. It doesn't always work the way you want it, but if I was James Hoffman, I might be particular and tell you if it didn't brew for 20 seconds, throw it out. But we're no James Hoffman here. I also didn't measure my grounds. And now I just look at my cup. Does that look like a 1 shot or 2 shots? And to me, I figure I could use just a tiny little bit more. So I'm going to press this again. And like I said, this thing is really finicky. It doesn't... So I'm just going to get a couple more seconds out of it. Otherwise, it starts to get bitter. And that should about do it. So I'm going to hit it again, turn it off. And now I could add my water. This is your tea setting or your water. And I'm going to look at it and I'm going to determine when enough is enough for me for my cup of coffee. Oh, this. I've got knob and tube wiring in this house. So the only way I can make coffee without blowing the breaker that's all the way in the basement is setting this up. It's a cheap ass thing I bought at Walmart, but it does the trick and it saves me a trip downstairs. Now that looks like just the right amount of coffee. Boom. Over here, I'm going to add my milk, my sugar. That's no rocket science, so I'm just going to pause this. Well, some of you might actually be interested in learning this. So this is what I use. I don't use sugar. This is a blend of all the different types of low calorie sweeteners that are out there. Blend of Splenda, sweet and low, um, low calorie brown sugar, Lakota. So I made kind of a blend because it really enhances the sugar flavor. I learned that from the Atkins years and years ago. If you're going to cook with using Atkins, you want to use different multiple types of sweeteners. That way it gives it a more full flavor. Each sweetener has its own unique quality. So I've made my own blend. And it's never really the same twice. I don't count it, measure it. But I always make it slightly different. Depends what's on sale. Okay, we're going to pause this again. And also something else some of you might be interested in it is this mixer I bought. I bought at a local store of ours called Thrifties. And this is the first time I've had one of these that doesn't seem to fall apart instantly. And it whips pretty good. Normally, you pay between $7 and $12 for these things, Canadian, and they're just garbage. But this one seems to have some heft. It's decent. I couldn't tell you a brand name, but it isn't bad. If you see something like this and you're interested, maybe you recognize it, but this is one of the best ones I've found so far. All right, my cup of coffee's ready. Let's have a little taste test here. Good cup of coffee. I'll have 2 of those today, and then I'll go off to work and do 2 shifts, come home, sleep, and start my day again tomorrow. I hope everybody out there has a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.